Hey guys, Wolvie here with a special presentation for the City of Final Fantasy Opera Amiel Global for the 8th of July 2020. This will be my opinion on Garnet's rework as well as her EX weapon post-realization. Now, first and foremost, this is going to be my opinion only. And another thing I will mention here before I get into the meat of the video, well, actually two things. But the main one is that I will have a link to a comment thread from Reddit in the description below because it is insight from the JP end on this very matter. Now, another thing I do want to bring up really briefly is that there is maintenance coming up this coming Friday, and the times here are UTC as always. So on the 10th of July 2020, there will be a maintenance from 1:30 to 2 a.m. UTC, which is 8:30 to 9 p.m. Central Daylight Time on the 9th of July. So that's that on that, and it does say here maintenance period is subject to change without notice. So a little FYI there. So I will be bringing up information on Garnet's rework as well as her EX weapon post-realization, so that way you guys get to see where my opinion is going to go here. So we're going to go into the information on Garnet's rework within the in-game section, within the in-game news of the game. So you have here information here, the post-adjustment on Crystal Strength level 55 passive ability, which is Aquamarine Water Glint extension. So she doesn't get any more uses. However, you're going to see some information in red. The information in red is the rework. So it increases bravery based on attack before attack. Tremendously increased cumulative brave damage. The brave attack hit count now becomes 4 from 2. Now this particular section here is that you might want to focus on Garnet's attack stats, so that way the higher her attack stat, the more bravery she gets. Stolen bravery may exceed max up to 150%. Grant allies bravery based on HP damage dealt. Granted buff duration plus 4 turns. Adds the following effects to Water Dragon. Slightly raises not only her own max bravery, but the party's max bravery as well. Moderately increases party's initial bravery. So it does imply here, in my opinion, that Garnet gets a moderate raise to her max bravery. When using Deluge, brave attack hit count becomes 2, slightly increased cumulative brave damage, grants party bravery based on her own attack stat, which does support the whole thing where you want to focus on her attack stat. While Water Dragon is active, Dragon Wave from the HP attack, this is a 2-hit Water Elemental Magic Brave attack and HP attack. Stolen bravery may exceed max up to 120%. With the Water Dragon, the Inframed buff raises her own max bravery, grants to herself the Water Enchant effect, raises party's initial bravery and max bravery. This does not stack. Now, regarding her Crystal Strength level 60 passive ability, which is the Period Thunder Flash extension, this increases bravery based on the attack stat before the attack itself. Brave attack hit count becomes 4. Tremendously increased cumulative brave damage. Stolen bravery may exceed max up to 180%. It's 180. Granted buff duration plus 4. Adds the following effects to Thunder Star. Slightly raises her own max bravery. Slightly raises party's max bravery and attack. When using Super Bolt, 3-hit group magic brave attack and single target HP attack. Slightly increased cumulative brave damage. Stolen bravery may exceed max up to 120%. Increases bravery by 20% of the HP damage dealt. While Thunderstar becomes active, HP attack becomes the Hammer of Judgment. This is a 2-hit magic brave attack plus HP attack. Stolen bravery may exceed max up to 120%. This deals 20% HP damage to non-target, so she does have AoE HP damage here, even though it is splash. This is actually really good, in my opinion. And I'll explain that why a little bit later. Now, with the Inframed buff Thunderstar, this raises her own max bravery. Grants the Thunder enchant effect, raises party's max bravery and attack. Does not stack. Now we're going to go into the banner that this is a part of. So I'm going to do a bit of a pause here so I can gather my thoughts. I am back, and this is the information pertaining to the post-realization for Garnet's EX weapon. This is a super quick recap for her pre-realization. Now we're going to go into the post-realization. So 0 out of 3. This is the information here. Now this is 1 out of 3, which is a moderate raise to the max bravery and attack to the party. 2 out of 3, this is the information you see here. It's a bit of a mouthful, so hey, just pause the video, take a screenshot. And 3 out of 3, this is the information you see here. This is where she gets another raise to a raise to the recast speed. And it also mentions here when HP is at least 50% of max, enemy attacks will not reduce HP below 1. And you have here the Asura's Rod, the sphere. It is a C sphere. HP heal attack longer. This boosts attack for 6 turns when you're recovering your own HP. Now, we're going to get into what I think about all of this. Now, Grant, I will be completely honest here, is that when it comes down to the rework tied to skill 2, this gives Garnet more ways to deal HP damage to everybody. Granted, it's splash style, but it works for what it does. Now, I particularly do enjoy the fact that Garnet was given a little bit of the treatment from both Rosa and Y'shtola. For Rosa, the Rosa treatment meaning that you use the EX and then you have a free skill usage the next turn. Now with Y'shtola treatment, it's basically where as long as Garnet's HP is at least half of max, she does not go down below 1. With that being said, I do have some concerns here. Now, my biggest concern here is that team composition will be affected by this. The reason why I feel that the team composition will be affected by this in a significant way is for the main reason that there are foes who absorb water, there are foes who absorb thunder, and there are enemies who absorb both. Garnet will be forced to be benched if this happens. And I will say that this same principle applies to Rydia as well. And I do bring up Rydia because Rydia's rework is pretty much the same thing with Garnet. Meaning that she gets a very powerful rework, plus her EX animation gets a rework. But that's to be brief and to the point there. Now, regarding the whole thing with Reddit, the reason why I brought it up at the beginning of this video is because I noticed a comment on Reddit and somebody on the JP side of things is that Garnet's EX, even with the animation rework, it leaves a decent amount to be desired. Meaning that she only heals, she fuses not elemental to thunder and water, but there could be some offense tied to it as well, in my opinion. Because the heal is pretty damn good, but there could have been more to it. And I don't think Alexander was enough for it, in my opinion. Because if you look at somebody like Porum, there is a heal. There's HP overflow for Porum. And when you realize it, at 3 out of 3, she has AoE splash style damage. And when it comes down to EX realizations, I do prefer Porum's over Garnet. And it's not because the whole thing of Final Fantasy IV being tied with 6, that's my all-time favorite. But it's like, for me, it's how I play this game. So, sorry Garnet, I already have Porum. 3 out of 3 post-realization, so yeah. But like I said, that is my opinion only. Now, I will be fair here is that Garnet, even when you fully realize her EX weapon, you get a 3 out of 3 maxed out. I actually like that sphere. I really do. And it's one of those is where I can see it on other units. But yeah, with her EX animation rework, there could have been some offense on it, in my personal opinion, because it's like, if you have an Esper there who could do damage, and you also have these other things, where's the offense? Now, the one thing that does save Garnet here, in my personal opinion, is that when they did the rework for Skill 2, that was pretty damn amazing, because you switch your Brave attack after using Skill 2 to an HP attack, single target. Then you have the HP attack that's AoE splash style. So she now has more ways to do AoE damage, regardless if it's split or splash. So, I mean, it's just one of those things is where, it's a battle of extremes, if you will. And I wish they did a little bit more. And with that, I will end this with my predictions for Garnet's second rework. And the reason why I do a predictions here is because, hey, I want to have a little bit of fun. Now for Garnet and her second rework, where do I think they could go with it? Now with the EX itself, like I said before, they could have done some offense on it, meaning that do some HP damage. I mean, not just heal, not just combine, not elemental to make it thunder and water based, but do some HP damage, AoE splash. Now, I really would like to see Garnet to get some more uses out of Skill 1 and Skill 2, because even with the Rosa treatment it was given, I mean, it's going to be a matter of time where she doesn't become as useful anymore. And like I said, it's my opinion only. So, I do want to see something like that, more uses for both Skill 1 and Skill 2. And then with Skill 1, I would like to see some AoE HP damage, if you will, after you use Skill 1. But, that's just me. Now, I will be doing the same type of video for Rydia, with her rework, all that stuff, so, because I want to keep things as fair as possible. And this is despite the fact that Rydia is my girl. But I do want to be completely fair. Now, with that, I'm done with this video. With Wolvie here signing off, I will catch you all on the flip side.